Good morning. My name is Adekola Olagunju, and today I will be presenting my strategic analysis of how this era energy, the world's leading clean energy company, can successfully expand into Nigeria's rapidly evolving renewable energy market. Next era energy is well established in the US, but emerging markets like Nigeria presents new frontiers for growth. Over 90 million Nigerians lack reliable electricity, and the government is actively pushing decentralized energy solutions. This presentation explores how Next Era can localize its strengths and overcome market challenges and scale sustainably through a phased market entry strategy. So, to analyze the macro environment of Nigeria, we use the PESTEL analysis. Nigeria's macro environment supports clean energy. The 2023 Electricity Act now allows private participation in energy generation, although diesel still dominates, costing over $14 billion every year. Uh, Mobile penetration is on the rise, which is an advantage. It's about 90%, enabling pay-as-you-go solar models. Nigeria also aims to cut emission by 45% by 2030. So these political, economic, and environmental factors strongly favor decentralized renewables, though affordability and regulation still require strategic management. As you can see on the graph, this graph shows the access to electricity of the Nigerian population. About 61% of the population have access to electricity. And if you compare the urban area and the rural area, you can see the rural is very, very low. About 82.9% have access to electricity. So that's very low figure and a big opportunity for next era to penetrate. For the micro level environment, we use the value chain analysis. Nextera excels in grid optimization, battery storage, and diagnostics. Uh, they are like the best in the world in renewable energy, wind, and solar. But to succeed in Nigeria, it must localize. Logistics and procurement will require local hubs and partners. Service uptime depends on technician training, that's local technician training, which can be done through national institutions like the REA. For example, in Puerto Rico, Next Era successfully deployed microgrids in post-flood zones. This shows it can adapt its value chain in low infrastructure and high need environments like rural Nigeria. For the sector analysis, we use Portal 5 forces. Uh, in the Nigerian energy market or energy sector, supplier power is high due to import reliance, and also the buyer power is high because they are price sensitive. Also, we have industry rivalry from local solar companies like Lumos and Husk as well. They are gaining traction. Then we have the threats of substitutes, which Nigeria is most of Nigeria population, they are still dependent on diesel and cheap solar kits. And then we have though although we have ease from the reform from the Electrical Act 2023, but we still have issues around FX and also regulatory and infrastructure issues in Nigeria. So for the strategic business proposal, uh, it begins with a joint venture and piloting solar mini grids in three local communities. And also, we expand to 5 states with regional training and logistics hub deployed in those states. And then by year 4 and 5, it will scale nationally and it will launch its ESG dashboard to meet investors' expectation and track climate impact. So this market entry model will be divided into three phases. That is, phase one will be pilot, Phase 2 will be scale, and phase 3 will be integrate. So here is the 5-year implementation roadmap. So the pilot project and the JV setup begins in year 1, and the regional rollout and workforce training follow in year 2 to 3. And by year 4 and 5, national scale is achieved with ESG reporting and West Africa market entry as well. So for the risk assessment and mitigation strategy, we have three key risks that require mitigation. The first is regulatory delays that are managed through JV alignment with the REA Act. And the second is FX and supply risk, which are addressed via local sourcing and financial hedging. Finally, community resistance is reduced through early stakeholder engagement and technical training or hiring, which also supports local development as well. So, in conclusion, Nigeria offers a high impact, high need opportunity for next era. This strategy balances commercial growth and social value. It aligns with the national policy and addresses energy poverty and also supports climate goals. With the right partnership and localization, next era can lead a sustainable energy transition in West Africa. Thank you. Here are the key references as well.